Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Mr. Easy FX Trader. And if you are just watching my video for the very first time, make sure you've watched my video and you've not subscribed to the channel, make sure you just take 3 or 2 seconds, like in just to press the subscribe button and on the notification bell. So if I drop a new video, you'll be notified. And you know if you help others, you I don't know how to say it, but just make sure you do that, chat. All right, so you've seen in the title of the video already how to draw your trend lines. I'll be making quick explanation on that, how to draw your trend lines. um Trend lines, the very first question you should ask yourself is, why do you need to draw the trend line? Is there any necessity, or um is there any necessity to draw the trend lines? And some of you feel like the trend line is not actually needed, that you can just use the moving average to determine the trend of the market. There are lots more behind the trend lines, my people. So the very first reason why you must, or you need, to draw the trend line, the very first reason is what, as you all know, to determine the trend of the market. So important. You can't enter or open a position, or open a position without determining the trend of the market. So trend line, it is just, it helps, it helps you to determine the trend of the market. And the second thing the trend line helps you, you know the trend line helps you to determine long-term trades. Most of you ask me that. Okay, let me say more, don't let me say most. My mentor, my students that I mentor, they ask me, how is it possible for a trader to be using 0.1 lot, 0.2 lot size, and still be earning massively, $20, $15, 16 and above, like that? Why is it really possible that even with long-term trades, that they don't really, when you have extra long-term trades, when you trade for about 3 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and it's all those things are truly possible. So trend line helps you to determine the actually determine long-term trades of about a day, 2 days, a week, weekly, 4 hours, 5 hours, depends on the way you analyze the chart. So the third thing the trend line does is, it helps you to determine the perfect entry for you before opening a position. Most of you don't, okay, don't say most, some of us don't really know when to open a position. You just make analysis, and you don't, if you don't know if it is the perfect time. And some of you have lost a lot of money, and you've told me that um you've lost a lot of money because you don't know when to open a trade. And but you've made good analysis, and I even went further, asking you to explain how you made the analysis for the chart. And some of you are just so excellent in analyzing charts, but you have this weakness of not knowing the perfect entry. So trend line helps you to do that. So real quick, let me show you this chart. This is, I'm on boom presently, I'm on crash 1000. This is a chart. And what do you notice? You notice a lot, a whole lot. This is just too much. This is wild, man. This is wild. Like, seriously, this is excessive. This is just so much, man. So this chart represents how not to draw your trend line. You get? Hashtag how not to draw your trend lines. Why would you need to draw your trend lines like this? It gives you analysis paralysis. How do we call it? It makes you just, it drowns you in a way. Like, it sucks you up. It sucks your analysis power. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It sucks the way you think of the market. If you are This is just way too much. Like, you don't need all this. It's not really necessary. So I'm going to be showing you on how to draw your trend lines. And before that, I'm going to tell you the four major things you need to know before drawing your trend lines. The very first thing is you need to determine or what define your time frame. That is, if you trade, you open your make entries in the daily time frame, you make entries in the weekly time frame, the 4 hour time frame, 15 hours time frame. Some of you that make entry in the fifth daily time frame, you can't come to the 15 minute time frame and draw your trend lines. It won't work. It's not going to make sense. So you draw your daily time, you make entries in the daily time frame, you draw your trend lines in the daily time frame. You make entries in the 4 hour time frame, draw your trend lines in the 4 hour time frame. You don't need to be you are going to be drawing either you enter, you make entries at 1 hour time frame, and you'll be drawing your trend lines at the daily time frame. It don't work like that. So make sure you define your time frame. That is, you define your time frame exactly for you opening a position before drawing the trend lines. The third second thing I will need to talk about before you draw the trend line is identify the major swing points. Identify, yeah, the major swing points. Swing points are, I see, boom, my mind just tells me this is a swing point, boom, I see. I don't have to be thinking, oh, is this a swing point, oh, is this a swing point, oh, is this place a swing point? Boom, I see. I did. I just look at the market. I definitely see a swing point. Boom, I pick it out. Boom, I pick it out. I don't need to start analyzing. If you start taking long to start contemplating, is this a swing point, is this not a swing point, you end up not having good major, as in, when you are looking for swing points, you look for major swing points. I'm quoting that, look for major swing points. Don't look for swing points, minor swing points. Look for major swing points. Minor swing points are the ones that you just you think, you look at it, is this a swing point? Take 3 minutes, look at it very well. Is this a swing point? That it definitely won't be a swing point, a major swing point. Sorry, it might be a swing point, but it might be a major swing point. But swing points, major swing points, boom, this is a swing point, boom, this is another swing point, boom, this is another swing point. So you just look for major swing points. You don't need to start wasting your time, hell of a time, you know finding major swing points. Boom, major swing points are easily identified. The third thing I will need to talk about, when you are drawing your trend lines. You draw your trend lines to make sure it makes touches, abi how will I say it, it has many touches as possible, because it is very important. It's just for the accuracy, like the accuracy of your perfect entry, everything and all that. It's just, actually, I know everybody has his own way of viewing things, but due to my own past experiences, I feel more, when it has more major or more possible points that it touches, it helps your accuracy. That is, it helps you to sometimes you might draw a trend line, and the market is actually, let's say the market is actually on the uptrend, and you draw a trend line, and the market touches your trend line, and it is time for a buy. That is, when the market touches your trend line and it's because it's on the uptrend, it's up for a buy. But at times market will want to break the trend lines. That's because probably you didn't actually set, not as if the market won't still buy, maybe the market will just um go down a little bit out of your, break your trend line a little bit, then come out. So all those little bit, you could just cut them, or cut the losses out a little bit. So you should make sure it has as many touches as possible. So let's go straight into business now. I'm going to be showing you on how you know you can draw the trend line. Boom, I don't need to think too much. This is a major swing point, this is another major swing point, this is another major swing point. So I don't need to start thinking which one is a major swing point, which one is not a major swing point. So let's just go straight into business. I'm about to draw a trend line. Draw my trend line. It is, you can actually, there are a lot of things you can actually use to determine your the trend of the market. Trend line is also one of the majors. So, sir, you place your trend line like this, and we actually, some of you be expecting me, assuming the market was around this region, I could have just placed my trend line here. But since the market have gotten here, and I could just, this can be perfect. Sorry, I'm trying to make it a little bit perfect. So this is my first trend line. This can actually be my second trend line. Or you can start the trend line from here. Then you make sure, I've told you, adjust for it to have as many touches as possible. This is another major, there are major swing points. I've already told you, just look for major swing points, and boom, you already have good trend lines. Like now, this is boom, presently on boom 1000. Now, I will advise you to use the trend line as an area. That is, you draw one at the high or the lower, or the higher low, or the high, you know what I'm saying already. So this, you can't just draw this here like this. So when the market, we assume, because you can't get 100% prediction. It is just, it is a range of probability when opening positions. After you've seen probability of this going down, probability of that, actually following your analysis. So the way the market is going, the price is going now, I'm expecting the market at this region. I'm expecting the market, if the market was actually, see the, okay, if we were to adjust this a little bit, I'm expecting the market to either continue to buy to this region. You can't expect, this is a true, this is a true trade. You can't expect the market to, it's not all the time the market to actually hit your second trend line. That is, if the market is coming from the first trend line, that is on the upward trend, and the market is coming from your first trend line, it is not, don't have it at the back, or don't have the mentality that the market must always hit your second trend line. You will lose a lot of money if you think that way. So the what I will advise most of you is that, once you've done your place your trend line, draw your trend lines, and the market is already taking position, taking the price, is already obeying your trend lines, or that is, it's not disobeying the trend lines, and you open a position. Imagine me opening the position from around this region. My TP, or my take profit, will be around this region. Let me draw, let me use a level for you. My take profit will be around this region. I wouldn't be expecting the market, or I won't be so greedy that I will leave the market to run up to this level. My take profit will be on this region. There are actually a lot of ways you can use to analyze the chart, and if I've done other analysis and I see that, okay, they see about 75% probability that the market is still going to move upward, then definitely I can still leave a position running. So, but my take profit will be around this region. So let's go into another chart and see how we can draw the trend lines. Okay, before that, let me just identify quick. This is a major swing point. Don't need to think too much. This is another major swing point. Don't think too much. Just don't. This is another major swing point. You don't need to think too much, please. Don't think too much. So let's draw the trend line now. Because if you can start thinking, oh, is this a major swing point? This is not a major swing point. You end up not forgetting a major swing point. So if we are to draw the trend line, you can actually start drawing the trend line from this region. Another thing I failed to mention to you guys is, when you are drawing the trend line, make sure you zoom out. Don't zoom in too much. Like, don't, this will be madness, total madness, if you are drawing the trend lines like this. You make sure you zoom out to either the last level, or just you zoom in probably twice. So I can pull my region here, put my first trend line here. Make sure it has as many touches as possible. So you can, open. I've told you, make your trend line an area. So we have another like this. So this is the way it will be. You don't need to, you don't need to start making serious analysis. Oh, is this a major single point? Just make sure you know what you are doing. So that we've come to the end of the video. And once again, my name is Mr. Easy, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and on your notification bell for you, so that you'll be notified when I drop new videos. And I'll be dropping the link of my Telegram free channel. You can just join up. Everybody has their own rights. I give free signals every day, unless the days I have classes with my men or my students. So you can just make sure you join up with the channel, and make some be milking the market together with us. So peace out.